Hello and welcome to New Ideas. Yes, it's that time of the week again, time for another review. This time, the Victure AC800 action camera. There are a lot of these type of cameras around at very similar prices, so I thought I'd take a look at this one. You get very similar functions at around the same price, and the same is true of quality. You really have to spend around 4 times the price to see a significant increase in performance, features and quality. At around £40 to £80 you do get 4K and sometimes a remote, but no touchscreen and no voice activation either. Battery life in these things is always an issue as they're tiny and they have tiny batteries and actually draw quite a lot of power. In the manual, the sensor is stated as the IMX078 by Sony, so there is some massaging of figures here because it's only a 12 megapixel sensor. What's happening here is 20 megapixel stills are being up-resed in camera from the 12 megapixel sensor. Even 4K recording is not true 4K. It's only 2880 by 2160 using non-square elongated pixels. Even though it looks like the sensor is capable, the reduction in quality and resolution is down to power requirements. I should mention that the battery door is very annoying to open for the first time when you don't have a battery in it, because there's no battery slightly pressing on the door to push it open. Here's a sample of video taken at 1080 60p to smooth out some of the motion. The wobble you see is caused by the gyro setting being on. When using a fixed mount, you should turn this off. The wavy vertical lines you see in the picture are caused by the windscreen heater. Quite good exposure, although I think that red post box on the left is slightly oversaturated. There does seem to be a little exposure fluctuation, but nothing too aggressive. When I started to use this, I noticed a few stuck pixels, which is not unusual. As you can see here, the difference between the 4K stuck pixels and the 1080 is just down to the crop of the sensor. This has quite a detailed menu system, so let's have a quick dive into it. Takes a second to start up, and it starts up in video mode by default. Let's have a look at the things on the back. You've got activity light, and you can see there in the top left hand side the video camera icon or the film camera icon to let you know you're in video mode. I've got this in wide dynamic range and no exposure correction with the EV there. And we've got the date and time, which I haven't set at the bottom. And here's what the rest of the icons mean. And by pressing the front button once more you go into stills mode. And again gets you into playback mode. And once more to get into the menus. And now you use the buttons on the side to navigate up and down through the menu system, and the button on the top to select which item you want. Let's have a look at a couple of things in a little more detail. Here's where you change the video resolution. I'm on 1080 60, but you can go all the way down. If you want slow mo, it's 720, and all the way down to 240. You can do loop recording, which just continually records 3, 5 or 10 minute loops. Gyroscope on or off, it's actually quite good, apart from if you're mounting in a car, I'd turn that off. Wide dynamic range, I'd leave on. Time-lapse record gives you the duration between video recordings of up to 5 seconds. Motion detection, which I really haven't tried. Audio recording you can turn on or off. Angle of view only really applies to stills. This is where you set the interval time as shooting, so it's basically just a delay. And there's where your image resolution is for stills. Continuous recording is for as long as you hold your finger on the shutter button, it'll take stills. ISO sensitivity only up to 400. Anti-shaking is only for stills. You can delete individual files, protect files, so they can't be deleted. You can set your automatic shutdown. If it's not being used, it will shut off. Key volume. I really hate the beeps these things made, so the first thing I did was turn it off. You can even have voice prompts. TV mode you can change between PAL and NTSC for output only. It doesn't affect the recording. And power frequency is about reducing flickering, so your shutter speed. So what do I think of this? Well, it's a bit disappointing. It's nothing you don't really expect for the money, but I just think they could improve things. There seems to be a big gap between cameras that cost about £80 and the likes of the GoPros. Yes, there's the E, but they seem to be the only ones in the middle part of the market. I really think there should be a camera for around £150, which improves significantly on the performance of something like this. That's it for this week. Please remember to like and subscribe if you feel like doing so. It does make a big difference. And thanks for watching. See you next time.